Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Last Store Collector's Edition. We already finished up all the episodes. All we gotta do is do the Minisodes, which I guess will put a little bit more story and explain, what's really going on. So let's start with the morgue. Okay, I have not finished here yet, but obviously. Here I have the police and medical report. The latter is still blank. According to the police, the deceased's name is Father Ernest Glenn. The man immolated himself. Ah, I see. Okay. The sky is cloudy. There must be something wrong with the water pressure valve. Anatomical model built of actual human bones. Alright. I guess we'll get started. Scalpel, pincer, and scissors. Alright, let's unwrap them. We will see if the police report is right. Good lord, what a mess. The skin is all scorched. The cause of death is probably shock caused by sudden burns. A horrible way of passing. What could lead a man of God to commit such an act? All that remains is to file the medical report so that he can receive the proper treatment the fine gentleman deserves. Okay. This case still puzzles me. If he wanted to commit suicide, why did he do it in such a painful manner? Was he drugged or intoxicated? He was insane. I should check his stomach for signs of poisoning. Alright, the stomach looks fine on the outside. Now I should cut it open and check its contents. Scissors? Oh, right, okay, scalpel again. What is this? There's something strange here. Looks like a piece of paper. What? I need something to keep the stomach open while I extract. Okay, pincers. It is a note. Ernest Glenn, Jeremiah DeVitt, Alexander Dupree, and Hugo Ashdown. Oh, so that's the guy that's missing. A crumpled note with 4 names, one of them crossed out. Yeah, Hugo Ashdown's is crossed out. Why is that? I think I should inform the inspector immediately. Suspense? Wait, was that it? Oh my god. Okay then, death sentence. Francis Baldwin. After being certified of your guilt by a peer jury... Oh, this is the grave guy. The grave digger, yeah. We find you guilty of the wicked and violent murders of 14 innocent and sick people. Because of the sentence, I am hereby authorized to execute you at this very moment by hanging to death in the sight of God. Would you like to make a final statement before we proceed? Why will you say that I am mad? You should have seen how mercifully I proceeded, with what love. I saved them, I released them, now they are in a better place. You still believe I am mad? And that's the end of him. Jesus, these are short. Wanderer in the Fog. Well, let's just be glad that these things were not like paid DLC or something, because people would be fucking pissed. Wanderer in the Fog. She is the only survivor. What happened to the others? They are all dead. I would like to talk to her. Oh, let's see. She has spoken only nonsense since she woke up. A number of remedies in china and glass jars. There's no doubt that this is a Catholic monastery. This room has a nice view over the cliffs. Oh, wonderful! you have a uh, you have a place that's right over a cliff, so anybody can like just jump out the window. That's probably what's going to happen. Miss Parnell is staring meditatively at the small plant. Good afternoon. My name is Johann Kaufman. Yep, that's him, Kaufman. I am a doctor. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions? Please be careful with what you ask. Miss Parnell's state is delicate. I am perfectly fine and able to talk, sister. Thanks for your consideration. Now, doctor, I understand you want me to repeat my story. I would be thankful to hear it indeed. I'll stay outside if you need me. I am a sane woman, doctor, in complete control of my mind and reason. You do not dare to question it. I certainly wouldn't. Then I will commence. I woke up in the dark. The room was small, so narrow that I could touch the wooden walls just by raising my elbows. Is this in relation to anything? Okay, where were you? Could you recognize the place? I couldn't tell at first. For a moment, a most dreadful thought crossed my mind. What if I had been buried alive? When I got out, I found myself in my parents' house. I hadn't been there since they sent me to school. Oh, okay, so this was at the time she got the injection too. Okay. Did you see anyone there? Your parents or maybe someone you know? No, they were not in the house, nor was any servant I had known in the years of my childhood. I was alone. I could feel the humid air on my skin and could smell the scent of the long time abandoned. I walked the rooms, unsettled by the silence. The place had the bleak feel of a ruin. Then I saw someone. In the opposite end of the corridor, an old woman stared at me. Did you try and talk to her? I tried to, but she did not answer, and she walked away when I tried to get closer. I followed her out through the back alley and into the streets. Okay, so this is exactly, what happened with David in episode 3, but it was, the rookery for some odd reason. I got lost in the burg of Aberdeen. The streets were deserted and a thick fog covered everything. I thought I had seen the old woman through the fog once or twice, but they could have been just shadows. Um, didn't you see anyone? The city was empty? No, not completely. I met some people, vagabonds. One of them was a priest. I remember a novelist, and a boy too. Tell me about the priest. Where'd you meet him? I met him in a stable. Good Lord, he said mass there, among the beasts. Could you imagine the profanity? I don't I don't give a shit. I imagine it's a pretty big deal, especially for back then. Tell me about the novelist. The woman had never written a word. She created only in her mind. She could tell the story sentence by sentence with perfect precision. I could even hear a piece of her last word. What was the piece about? The piece she told me was something like, the shadows of the past soon melted within the land that loved silence. Through the fog they walked, found themselves lost, hoping for a sign from their gods. They set camp on the beach, were 30 birds away to meet their crown. So the boy, what about him? I came across an abandoned carriage. The horse was long dead, its bones still harnessed to the cart. There was a young man petting the carcass of the animal. Did you talk to this young man? He was deaf. I think he could read my lips. When he spoke, he did with a clear accent. He said he can only listen to the songs of the departed. What happened then? As I walked, the fog got denser. I could barely see anything around. I finally met the old woman. She didn't say a thing, but gave me a cardboard card. Then she left. Was it a ticket to a play called The Four Witnesses, maybe? She gave you a playing card? It was one of those used to tell fortunes. Oh, there's a drawing of it of a veiled person holding a lamp. Then the mist seemed to clear out, and I could finally see. What could you see? A barren land, bathed by roaring waves. There were thousands of birds, and then I realized there was something else. What was it? It was there. It looked at me. The burning dark inside, the shaking, the scream, the eye, that vision that I cannot understand. What is it, Doctor? Have I finally lost my strength of mind? I believe you. I'm sure that what you lived was real. I'm afraid that I currently lack any proof that can confirm your account. I am sorry. I should leave. Thank you for your time. Wait, Doctor, I have something else to say. When I first woke up here, there was something beside me. Would this be enough proof? It looks like a tarot card. Oh shit. I think that's the first card I draw. I draw it in that episode. Alright. Beach Force Wake. He does not look dead, but just asleep. I barely knew him, busy as he was traveling the world. What would be of man with no aspiration for the other side to inspire or lead him? I knew it would come to this. Your father was a terrible mess of a man. I am only grateful that he brought you to our home. Soon enough, not long after you were born, I hold no doubt that you will learn from his bad example and grow up to be a righteous gentleman. What could there be greater than the efforts of mortals to rise from their miserable condition? We will speak later, young man. Okay? We're busy, alright? How about you? This is so sad. He was most dearest to me. You know, your father was a complicated man. He had a strong character and was stubborn as a mule when he had taken a determination. He believed he had a mission in this world, but I'm not sure he knew exactly what it was. That which avoids description, the unknown, provides men with a reason to exist. Okay, are they done talking? This is an obscure domain, its secrets taken by man from the silence of nature and death. You are the young Beechworth, is that right? Is this like Anthony when he was a kid? Your father left you everything, Anthony. Yep, the house, his accounts, and all his belongings for you to receive when you come of age. It was very specific in his testament, though, that you should receive this promptly, his personal book log. Oh, wait a minute. Was this his dad that started this whole thing to begin with? These are the memoirs of my life, my research and knowledge of the other side. Use them wisely, son. Oh my god, so that's how it all started. I should have burned that book, honestly. And that's it, apparently. Well, That's it, folks, for the Last Store Collector's Edition, and I'll probably continue this in the Last Store Season 2. So I will see you later.